Hey gang, I thought let's get together and draw some ratfinks. What do you think? It's a lot of fun. I enjoy drawing him. People seem to enjoy seeing him. I don't know if you can see this, but very lightly I've sketched out in blue pencil my basic classic ratfink bust that I like to draw. And I've done it many times. I've got a bunch of these 5x7s, and I did this one here that's pretty much the same pose. Your basic ratfink pose. Here's another one where I took the same thing and just kind of took it extreme, made his eyes longer, made his nose curl a different way, stuck his tongue way out with a bunch of drool, a bunch of flies. So you can have all kinds of fun with him. Now you may have seen that I did this pretty much the same pose, did it a lot bigger in 11x14. With Ratfink as Elvis. I've done him as Cyclops, as a Metaluna mutant, and I've seen him done a bunch of times as Frankenstein monster. I haven't done that because I've seen it done a bunch of times. Not saying I won't, but you could do him as anything. You could do him as Godzilla. You could do him as Santa Claus, and it would all be funny, right? Because he's just a funny looking character. So I think let's play around and make a ratfink that is not a ratfink. And in this case, I think something that might be funny is ratfink always has flies buzzing around him. So let's make a fly that is a fink. And that might be fun. So I've got my basic blue outline, and if you can see it, here's eyes, there's his little nose, here's his tummy, there's his ears. Our fly won't have ears, I don't think. So we'll fill that space with something else. Maybe his wings will be up in that area. Okay, so I think the first thing I'm going to do, one of the first things I do when I draw him is I'll draw these eye sockets and the eyes bulging out and his nose. So I'm going to start with his nose, and a fly's nose is actually like a long protuberance or something that he uses to do whatever with. Dissolve his food. I don't know. I need to go back and see exactly what Jeff Goldblum did in that movie. So let's do his eyes and his nose, and this will be like a long, whatever it's called. We'll make it super long because if you've ever noticed, I like to have at least something extending outside my border. And no real reason to have a border, except that's kind of the way I do things. So I've got it drawn there. I'm drawing it so light because I'm going to come right back and ink it. So I think what I'll do is I'll pencil a couple things, throw some ink on it since I have my basic outline. And that way you don't have to live through all this light pencil before we get to the juicy stuff, right? So I've got these eyes, and they're not like so thin and like I do with ratfink eyes most of the time. I made them a little more round. And so we'll give him his normal ratfink-like brow, top of his head. So that's a good start. Let's go ahead and ink that just so that you can see it. I don't want to make this too boring, okay? So I got my snout here, or whatever we're going to call it, whatever a fly has. Let me move my light so that you can see, so that my shadow isn't on you so much. Now, if I were really doing this drawing as a drawing, I would probably be moving this thing around more and getting a better angle every time I want to draw a line, because I like to have, I like to have a thin and a thick part of the line, and wherever that might lie might be different in one part of the drawing than in another. I may want a different part of it fat and a different part thin. I don't know if that makes any sense, but so I would be continually rotating my drawing while I'm drawing, but that might be distracting for you also. Here's my eye socket, and usually underneath it we'll have another line. Let's give him an eyeball. Let's give him another socket. Give him another eyeball. Let's section off his eye with some diagonal checkerboards like that. He's going to start looking like a fly before you know it. Okay. Let's give him his brow, since I already penciled that in. Top of his head. This is starting to look fun. This is his cheek. All right, so there's the beginning of a fly fink. How about that? His mouth, part of it anyway, is teeth, and I'm going to go with my standard, so I'm not even going to take the pencil on that. I've already got this light pencil, so I'm just going to draw some teeth off of this. This is nothing like a fly would be, I bet you. If he's got that other thing that he uses to, what, spit on his food and dissolve it so he can eat it, then he probably doesn't have a bunch of sharp teeth, but hey, it's a fink, so he does. Okay, I'm going to leave space right there because you know why. Probably have a big tongue there. Okay. Sweet. Okay, we're getting somewhere. All right, let's pencil in. I think I'm gonna. This is gonna be funny. I think you'll like this. Here, we'll have his arm coming from here. See where his pencil is? Usually he's got like his shoulders up here, and his shoulder starts right there, like even with the top of his head, which is just crazy. Ed Roth was a genius cartoonist. But since, let's see, we'll just have it start there. That'll be where his bicep is. And we're going to have this arm come down here. And let's give him a thumb and some fingers. Make it kind of funny looking, right? Okay, so there's an arm. And I'm going to bring this tongue. And I'm going to bring it down. And I'm going to have it sitting on his arm. His tongue's kind of resting on his arm. And I've got to say, that's weird. So, all right, let's draw some here. Let's ink a little bit. Here, we'll give him a shoulder. He's even got a shoulder muscle. This is going to disappear into the border, so let me go ahead and do my border. The great thing about working in pencil first is that some things lie on top of other things. And if you don't work in pencil first, you might start with your underneath thing and then mess up your whole plan, right? Okay, this is going to be the arm, so let's draw. This tongue is going to be sitting on the arm here. Oh, I better leave some room at the bottom for some drool to be sitting on the border down there. That'll be fun. Okay. All right. This is getting to be more and more just ridiculous and beautiful. Okay. Rat fink fly. Let's draw some teeth on this bottom. The great thing about rat fink art is all the different artists do it differently, which is cool. All right, just so we can tell what's going on here, I'm going to go ahead and fill in here. I love the Pentel pocket brush. Look what big fat lines I can make when I want to. I'm not even being precise at all. Heck, I'm not even wearing my reading glasses that I usually wear when I draw. What's up with that? Didn't even think to put them on. Okay, I got my lower jaw coming here. Look at that. Oh man. Is this guy gonna look like a fly, or is... Okay, and of course all flies have a bunch of fingers, right? If I were drawing his whole body, I guess I would have to have 6 arms or legs or whatever they might be. Okay, let's go ahead and draw this bottom. I'm going to spin it just because it makes it easier, right? See how this is going to go a little bit behind that hand? Drawing on a 110-pound cougar cover, and with the Pentel pocket brush, I just used the stock inks. You know, I looked into, some people use different inks and they refill the cartridges. Right, Kirk Olmsted? And I thought about doing that last Inktober. Tell you why. I got a bad batch of ink and it was just not black and dark, and it just didn't. So if you saw the actual drawings from my Inktober last year, there's a whole batch of them that are just kind of gray and not pretty black. If you saw the post, they were pretty in black because I scanned them and made them that way. But my next batch was fine, so I'm saving myself some trouble by not refilling my cartridges. All right, this one I'm just going to let disappear. Who knows what he's shaking his buddy's hand there, right? Okay, let's give him, since he's an insect, this might make him look a little more insectoid if we section his part of his body off. So I'm going to do that. Okay, I guess they have to go all the way over here. All right, time for, I guess we got to have some wings. I'm just going to throw them on here and hope for the best. That's the great thing about drawing, right? I mean, I'm really just sketching here, just really having fun. So, man, if I mess something up, then either I'll try to do something to fix it or I won't. I'll just throw it in the trash, okay? And I haven't even, I got some of these 5x7s that I've just been doing for fun. Haven't even tried to sell any of those, but you know, if some people have been buying some of the 8x10s and 11x14 drawings, and who knows, I may throw them in there. I may put them out on the street as a free art Friday. I may just try and surprise somebody with them one day. Okay, I got his wings on here, and I had better also, I better give him some little flutter marks. Look at a wing's flies in real life and see if they have these lines around them all the time. I'm thinking maybe not, but that's how in cartooning we show it. Okay, this is a fruit fly who hangs around garbage all the time, and so let's give him some smell lines. Ooh, now I can tell he's just a stinky bug, man. Oh man, wouldn't want to be around that guy. I was going to draw that drool, but I forgot, so you got away with one there, Mr. Fly. Okay, see, now I can come in here, find things, now to find my light source, which if you've ever looked at my drawings, is always in the top left. So assuming that's where my light source is, I can come in here, put in some shadows and make it look a little more, give this thing a little more depth, right? That shadow there is on his body. Of course, this is hanging out in front, so it's going to have a shadow. See how easy that is? I could do my shading and everything, and I probably will, but you get the idea. Okay, here's the thing. You're saying, you know, I can't draw even a little blue line ratfink like that. Okay, go do a Google image search for ratfink, find like a black and white one, and trace it. And then add your own elements on top of it, okay? I think we can all have a great time with that. So anyway, here's my Fink Fly, and I hope you enjoyed it, and come back soon.